Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be all about makeup products that I am not getting my money's worth out of. I've done these in the past. I've talked about products that I'm not getting my money's worth out of, and also products that I do believe that I got my money's worth out of. So I will have my past videos linked down below in case you're interested in them, but today's video is all about the products that I did not get my money's worth out of, and if you'd like to see those, I have 6 different ones to talk about today. Why don't we go ahead and get started. So when it comes to this video, some products in here are ones that I don't like, didn't work for me for whatever reason, but some of them can also be products that I like just fine and I want to keep in my collection, but for whatever reason, maybe they were just super high priced and I just truly don't feel like I'm going to get that full price tag out of these products, or ones that I just don't reach for a lot, things like that. So it's a little bit scattered with these videos, but I did want to make note of that. And the first one, I've been thinking about doing this video for a while. It's been on my list for quite some time. And the product that I keep going back to first when I'm thinking about this is one that I like. I just, for whatever reason, don't reach for it a lot, and it was, pretty pricey, and I just don't feel like I'm going to get my full money's worth out of it. And that is from Mercier, and it is the Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. I don't know what it is about this concealer, because like I said, I do like it, and when I first bought it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a fantastic concealer. And I haven't changed my mind on that. I still think that it's nice. It's nice and full coverage, still fairly easy to blend out. I like the way it makes my under eyes look. We have the kind of standard applicator here. I don't think this shade is the best for me, and that probably plays into it. This is in 2N. I feel like it pulls more yellow on me, especially for something that's supposed to have a neutral undertone. I feel like it can get a little bit yellow on me, so that probably plays into it. But like I said, I like this. I've recommended it. I've kept it in my collection. All these are items that I've purchased myself. I bought this from Sephora. I could have returned it if I wanted to, but I wanted to keep it in my collection. I just don't reach for it a ton, and I find myself reaching for, I'm looking at my concealers right now, Urban Decay, NYX, Kevyn Aucoin is in there, my Ulta Beauty concealer, Juvia, Too Faced. I just reach for them more and more and more and more. So I don't know, and this concealer was $29, which that's pricey for a concealer. I mean, it's right there with the high-end concealer price tags, but still, that's a lot of money for a concealer, and I just don't feel like I'm going to get my money's worth out of this one, so that's kind of a bummer. Maybe in the future, maybe I'll pull this into a Shop to My Stash video that I started doing on my channel. My first video went up last Friday, so I'll have it linked down below. Each month on the first Friday of the month, I'm going to shop my stash off camera, pick out some of older, favorites and products in my collection, and then try to use them pretty consistently throughout the month, and then do a get ready with me. That's actually what this makeup look is from Friday's video, so if you're curious about this look, it's using all throwback products for me, so I'll have it linked below like I said. Maybe I'll pull it into one of them and see if I really consistently use it for a month, how I'm feeling about it, should I keep it in my collection, etc. But I just don't feel like I'm getting my money's worth out of that one, you guys, which is a bummer. Okay, so another one is, this is a bit of a newer product to me in my collection, but I just know right off the bat that not only, I don't feel like I'm going to get my money's worth out of this one, and it was pricey for a highlighter, but it's a forgettable product to me, which is weird because it's a highlight, and I love highlights, and it's from Dose of Colors, and I love Dose of Colors, but this is the Fuego Highlight that was in collaboration with Desi and Katy. What's really wild to me about this highlight is that when Katy and Desi teamed up with Dose of Colors the first time, they came out with the Fuego Highlight. Can I not speak this today? The Fuego Highlight, and so many people loved it, and it sold out, and so when they did their round 2 collaboration, they wanted to bring a Fuego back again, so they released this one and another highlight, and they brought this back because the hype was there and everyone wanted it, and I was seeing people hit pan on it, and I was like, okay, I want to try it too. And especially I purchased the Bathe highlight from Dose of Colors in collaboration with I Love Sarah, and I love it. It was in my Best of Beauty 2018 video. I love that highlight, so I was like, you know what, I'm going for it, I'm gonna grab it. And I just I'm not seeing the hype on this one, and this is a $28 highlight, so that's pricey. I definitely have highlights that are more expensive. I'm thinking Natasha Denona and all that, but definitely $28 is pretty high for a highlighter, and I forget that I have it in my collection. When I went to review this product, this is what's really crazy to me. I, had this in an Ulta haul. I did an Ulta haul try on style video with, other items from this collection as well, the Friendcation palette, some of the lip products, etc. When I came back and did my follow-up video to review it, I completely forgot to review this product. It was on my list and it was sitting on my desk. I reviewed everything else in the collection, then was like, okay, video's done, peace out, bye, thanks for watching. And as I was editing back the video, I was like, what's nagging me? What's nagging me? I was like, oh my God, I completely skipped over the highlighter. Like, what the heck? So many people rave about this thing and I'm just like, I'm not seeing it. I just don't think it does much for me. I really like blinding highlights, if you can't tell. That's really what I'm into. And I feel like this one is really subtle on me for whatever reason. I feel like I'm just like building it up and building it up and building it up. And I don't know, it just doesn't do much for me. I like it. I mean, like once I put it on, I'm not like mad or anything, but I feel like I have to work really hard to get to where I want it to be. And there's other highlights that I know I can just like, boop, and I mean, there we go. So I don't know. I don't know about this one. It's just, it was just meh for me. And I just don't think I'm gonna get the $28 worth out of that highlighter, which is a bummer. Okay, so another product, this one was actually mentioned in my disappointing products of 2018, but it's from Beauty Bakerie. It's their illuminator. So this guy is $16, which, that's obviously less expensive than the $28 Dose of Colors highlight, but like with Dose of Colors, I will continue to use that. This, I cannot. The packaging is just so crazy on it. It's just a loose highlight, just kind of dumped in here. It's super like not user friendly. The shade is not great on me. It's very glittery. I mean, this was just a miss for me all around, and I literally put the cap on and now I have highlight all over my fingers and there's going to be highlight all over this room. Like, it's just so messy. This is one of those that's like, yes, this is really cute packaging, but I kind of wonder like, how did this make it past like the testing phase, Like, or wasn't anyone like, I think that's cute, but maybe we could do it like this? I don't know. I don't know how this got by. So definitely the Beauty Bakerie highlight, even though it's only $16, I'm still definitely not getting my money's worth out of this guy because I will not be using that again. Okay, foundation that I have in here, this one, I've had a lot of foundation misses, and I felt like in my best of video, I had quite a few foundations in there. I love trying out foundations, and unfortunately just not a lot worked for me. But this one is from Too Faced, and this one hurt because it's more expensive, and I really thought that I was going to enjoy it. I thought it was really aimed for my skin type. So I was just pretty disappointed about it, but this is from Too Faced. It's the Do You Full Coverage Fresh Glow Foundation. It's a $36 foundation. I have more expensive foundations in my collection for sure, but still $36, that's a lot of money for a foundation, and I just could not get on with this at all. I kind of played with if I should, try to return it or not, if I would keep it. And I've actually had a friend ask if she can try it out. So I'm just passing it along to someone else. So, I mean, that's definitely, it's $36 that I'm not getting back. So that's kind of a bummer. But I mean, I'm more than happy to let someone else try it because hopefully it would work for them. But I got the shade Light Beige. The shade was fine. I didn't mind the pump on it. I liked that and everything. It had a very intense smell, and I don't mind like fragrances in my makeup, but not when they're like so overly like boom boom. Like, I mean, it was just a lot. It says it was supposed to be long wearing. It was not long wearing at all. Dewy finish, yes, and I have dry skin, but I still felt like this was just like too much for me. It was just like overly dewy, and especially with it not lasting for a long time, I just felt like I was like a hot mess after 6 to 8 hours of wear with this one. It's supposed to be hydrating and brightening. I didn't really see a whole, I don't know, more hydrating, I guess. Yes, I don't know if I saw really anything with like the brightening claims, but I really just wouldn't want to wear this one. I felt like it just did not work well with my skin, and it broke up after, just a few hours of wear. I didn't really get on with this one. So unfortunately, that was a pricier foundation. That was definitely a miss for me. So bummer, man. The next one I have is actually an eyeshadow palette, and this one is just like baffling to me. Like, I just can't believe I didn't get on with this palette. This is from Juvia's place. This is the Warrior palette. Now this is $20, so again, it's not the most expensive eyeshadow palette that I have. Typically in the videos where I'm talking about if I got my money's worth or not, like especially if I'm talking about that I didn't get my money's worth, they're typically more high-end, more expensive products because, like, yes, I tried out another foundation that was like $12. Did I get my money's worth out of that? Probably not, but it doesn't hit me as hard as a $36 foundation does, if that makes sense. So yes, this is only $20, but still, that's a $20 bill just hanging out there. But the Warrior palette from Juvia's Place, I thought I was going to adore this palette. I thought this is going to be one of my new staples in my collection. And that's why I bought it. That's why I was excited to buy it. And for whatever reason, this palette just does not do it for me. It doesn't inspire me. I don't get motivated to reach into this palette. I don't think that it's a bad palette. Like, I don't think the quality is bad. I think the mattes are pretty. They're lighter than they look in the pan and you have to build them up, but that's sometimes not a bad thing. The shimmers are really beautiful, but I don't know if it's maybe because they end up being really similar on the eyes. I mean, they definitely look similar in the pans, like, don't get me wrong, but I didn't feel like I was buying 9 shades of like all the same shades, but I feel like maybe some of these shimmers just, they get really similar to one another, and I feel like my eye looks are kind of doing the same thing. So it kind of doesn't make me as excited to reach into this palette as it would another palette. But I was just really surprised because I thought this was going to be one of my new favorite palettes in my collection. I really did. But I actually prefer the Decay palette from Juvia's Place, and that has some color in there and some pinks and some greens, and I'm more of a neutral girl, but so I wouldn't expect to like that one more, but I actually really do. So unfortunately, you know, I'm glad that it was only the $20, and I don't know, I'm gonna keep it for now. It's newer in my collection, like I said, and I just reviewed it, and I didn't want to return it because I still feel like I want to love it so much, but I wish that I would have put that $20 towards like a different palette or a foundation or a highlight or a lipstick or, you know, something like that. So that was a bummer. Okay, I think I just have one more to talk about as I look over my list here. So the last one to talk about is an expensive product, and I feel really bummed that I didn't like this. This is from Pat McGrath. It's one of the lipsticks, one of the matte trance lipsticks, and this is in Christy. This is a $38 lipstick, okay? $38 lipstick. And again, I like this lipstick, don't get me wrong, because if I really, really hated it, again, I could have returned it to Sephora where I purchased it from. Am I going to get my $38 worth out of this? No. Like, I don't believe that for a second. I'm pretty sure I got this in a sale, in one of like the many sales that Sephora got, so I don't know, maybe it was only like $34 in the end, but still it was over $30 for a lipstick, and I just know that I'm not going to get on with this. This is a full size. First of all, what did it say? I think it described this one as like a nude, was it that it described it as like a nude beige, and it's more of like a pink? The coloring was incorrect of what they say the coloring is going to be, so that kind of like threw me through a loop because I thought I was getting something else, and then when I put this on, like when I swatched it, I was like, okay, that's interesting. So the color thing was definitely a bummer for me, but I just don't love the formula. It's more of the matte bullet lipstick, which tends not to be my fave, but sometimes, you know, you never know. But I just had heard so many people say really good things about this. I really wanted to try it out for myself. It's just not a favorite of mine. I recently had a friend send me the 1995 lipstick, I think it is, from Pat McGrath, and I've been wearing that in a couple videos, and I get a lot of compliments when I wear it. I like that shade a lot, but I realized with that one, so I put it on the other day and I filmed some videos, and then we went out that night for our friend's birthday, and I realized it was probably like 7 o'clock. And we were getting ready to go out to dinner, and I looked at my lipstick and it just looked so crumbly and dry on my lips that's just kind of how I feel this formula looks after a while. Like, it doesn't really stay very creamy, and like, yes, it's mattifying, which I like more of the matte look, but it just gets really crumbly on my lips, so I don't think it has very good lasting power. And even that night, so I had taken the lipstick with me and I went to reapply it, and I swear it just looked crumblier, and thank goodness I had a lip gloss in my purse because I just tapped it with a lip gloss, but I was like, okay, so not great. So I knew that I didn't love the formula, but it's definitely not the most long wearing either. So I don't know, it was just a miss with me with, I mean, I still like this color, don't get me wrong, I still like it, but it wasn't what I thought that I was buying, which is a bummer. And then the formula is just not going to be 100% like my absolute fave. So, you know, am I going to get $38 worth out of this lipstick? No. Beautiful packaging, it's nice and heavy and all of that, but Definitely not a favorite of mine, and I don't feel like I'm going to get my full money's worth out of that product. But after that, those are the 6 products that I've purchased recently that I do not feel I'm getting my money's worth out of. Such a bummer, but sometimes that happens. It's the risk you take, if you will. Let us know in the comments if there's anything that you've purchased recently that you just don't feel like you are going to get your money's worth out of. And stay tuned, because I will also be chatting about makeup that I do feel like that I've got my money's worth out of. So we got a happy video coming up. But other than that, if you guys did enjoy this one, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.